Good evening. I'm extremely honoured to have been asked by the Oils to help with their induction into the ARIA Hall of Fame. Since they formed 30 years ago, Midnight Oil have not only become true legends, they are part of the true Australian fabric. Legends like Don Bradman, Joan Sutherland and Ned Kelly. Midnight Oil are true leaders. They take people where they should go, not where they want to go. For 30 years, on their journey from inside Sydney's Royal Antler Hotel to outside the Exxon building in New York, the Oils have always led from the front. They spoke to us and to the world in a uniquely Australian way. Midnight Oil could only ever be an Australian band, and there can only ever be one Midnight Oil. They spoke to us through all their fantastic albums and millions of sales here and around the world. They spoke and acted with incredible integrity. They passed up an opportunity to perform at the Grammy Awards before billions of viewers, to keep their promise to perform at Bondi Beach for an important Indigenous cause. Their music speaks first. It's powerful, it's uncompromising, it's unique rock music that inspires, entertains, and it will last forever. I believe they are one of the greatest bands of our generation. It's been a real joy. It's been a real joy to be part of the Oils' incredible journey since they were first signed with our company way back in 1981. My favourite Oils lyric, which summarises it all, is, "It's better to die on your feet than live on your knees." If there is one act and one singer who could really understand what Midnight Oil stood for, that act would be you too, and that singer would be Bono.
The hardest years, the darkest years, the roaring years, the fallen years, these should not be forgotten years. The hardest years, the wildest years, the desperate and divided years, these were Midnight Oil's years. Musicians, political activists, starting up their own country on their own unfathomably beautiful continent. Theirs was a naggin voice in the wilderness with red earth rhythms under urban rhymes. Their music brought people's differences together, not to resolve them, just to get them in the same room, up each other's noses. Differences together, an argument, a row, a riot of different points of view is always going to be the Australian way. Out in these wide open spaces of songs, we could all see each other so much more clearly. You can break up a band, but you can't break up an idea. If Midnight Oil could mean any one idea, it would have to be that Australia could be more for more people, and that the only obstacle to that is indifference.
Unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, here are the Oils.
I think I'm a little bit too emotional to speak right now, so I'll just get these glasses out that Boytown lent me. Okay. Not so long ago, we were the latest models on the showroom floor. Shiny and new, no rust, ready for the road, good for 500 gigs before needing a service. Of course, we needed a little bit of polish. By the mid-80s, the car was left in the garage while we toured Europe and North America in buses and flying machines. We played in some unlikely places, a bull ring in France, an old U-boat factory in Germany, a major traffic intersection in New York City. And we recorded albums on a farm in England and an office block in Tokyo. But all the travel simply made us cherish our own country more. We made friends in the desert and wrote songs about the beauty and tragedy of the Aboriginal nation. We joined forces with the millions who see the potential and the perils of the Australian destiny. 2000 came around, a rare moment of peace and goodwill. Yet even before the thrill and the smoke of the Sydney Olympics began to fade, great changes were being made. Last week, George W. Bush finally admitted that Iraq may prove to be his Vietnam. But Vietnam inspired some of the greatest protest songs ever written. Not so now, surprisingly, even when hundreds of thousands of Australians crowded our streets to demonstrate their opposition to another senseless war. Maybe complaint rock is still being written, but ignored by an industry hypnotised by Get Famous Fast TV shows. Bless you, John Butler, but you shouldn't have to do it all by yourself. Of course, everything eventually turns around, as Bush's predecessor of 2 centuries past, Thomas Jefferson, observed. He said, "A little patience, and we shall see the reign of witches pass over, their spells dissolve, and the people, recovering their true sight, restore their government to its true principles." There are so many to thank on this amazing journey, this strange, fantastic dream. Thank you, Dennis Hanlon, and everyone now and then at CBS, Sony and Sony BMG. Our history is tied to yours. In fact, Dennis was still packing shelves at Artarmon when we were packing shit at the Antler. Thanks to our cheer squad, past and present, our manager, Gary Morris, our office bearers, particularly Arlene and Craig, our crew, especially Michael, Barry and Nick, our tour managers from Constance to Willie, our producers, chiefly Nick and Warren, and our 2 first bass players, Bear and Giffo. And thanks most of all to our families who put up with long absent husbands and fathers and who graciously accepted our middle distance stares and our long distance phone calls. They've seen us at our worst, trying to dial room service at home or complaining that there's no TV in the bathroom. But they might also have to admit, like us, that when it's all been said and done, it's been lots of fun.
Lots of fun and an incredible journey. And my special thanks to my wife Doris and my lovely girls. My special thanks to the people that hung in and night out and came to see this band play. And my special thanks to these 4 blokes behind me who allowed us to sing songs that meant something to us and that we hope meant something to you, songs that mattered, and occasionally to do things that made a difference. Thanks very much, everybody.
I'm the ring-in. Management's like juggling one of these. You got the song, you got the fan, you got the business, and you got this bit at the end that's the artist. You kind of throw them up in the air together, you got to catch them without drawing blood. I guess that's the way it is, and I'd say that the people that have been helping me not let blood, Arlene, thanks. Craig, thank you. Jonesy, Jones PR, go Jonesy. And above all, and I really mean above all, my personal thanks. Lord Jesus rules.